What's up, everyone? We are doing another sit down with a Savage series. And for me personally, it's a great opportunity to get to know our wonderful moderators like Karen, but also it's a great opportunity for you at home to see how diverse crypto investors really are and hear some different stories of how they got into crypto, what learning lessons they've had along the way, and where they are today. And I'm extremely excited to have the mother of our Discord. She keeps us all together. Karen, I would love for you to introduce yourself to who you are and also who you're not. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jordan. And I want to wish everyone a great evening. And it's so great to be here, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity. And so if I introduce myself, I started crypto just about a year and a half ago. That's when I started my crypto journey. But I did obviously a lot before crypto. I work as a physical therapist in an acute care hospital full time. And I worked there for many years. And about a year and a half ago, I was introduced, actually my husband that invests in stock market came across this video by Jed. Everybody must know Jed.
I don't know Jed. Who's Jed? Tell us a little bit about Jed.
He's a 19-year-old. Actually, he's probably 20 now. He's 20-year-old. He's really good. He talks a lot about it, Bitcoin. So all his videos is mostly about Bitcoin, and he's pretty good technical analysis. And so he just came across this video, and then he shared it with me, and I just right away got so interested and intrigued, and just within that week, I opened up an account. And I didn't even know anything about anything, any wallets, any, what do you call them, exchanges. I didn't even know where to start and get crypto and Bitcoin. So I just did a little bit of research. And in my naive mind, I just thought that being in Canada, I just needed to get the specific Canadian exchange. So I found one and purchased Bitcoin, Ethereum. I bought XRP, XLM, Litecoin, a little bit of everything. There was only 6 coin on that exchange.
No way. So you bought all of the coins available on this exchange?
I did.
That's strategy.
And this was May of 2020. So I did not know anything about the market, but it happened to be after the crash and still at very good prices. So my first portion of the Bitcoin was at 13,000, which is great. Ethereum was like $300 or 200 and something. And that's Canadian. So it's even less than American.
That's right. And in pounds, 1 second, if it's less?
So in pounds, it's a lot less because it's $1 Canadian is about $1.27. I mean, $1 US is 127 Canadian.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we're talking then about 70p is $1.20 in Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars.
Gotcha. I learned something new today.
And so I ended up purchasing these coins, and then I didn't really look at them until, so that was May. I probably didn't really look at them much, maybe once a week, and then forgot about it for a month, and then opened up my account and saw there was quite a bit of upwards movement. So I got really excited. I'm like, wow, I think it'd be interesting to learn about this. And so I started doing some listening. And I think the first YouTuber that I really enjoyed watching was Guy from the Coin Bureau. Mm-hmm. And he's very professional and very technical. His explanations were really good. And so I felt like I was learning a lot. And so watched him. And then there was the Run guys, didn't really like their style though too much. So there was just different things. And at some point I saw Kevin Cage, watch his videos, and the Bull. As you start watching more things, and YouTube throws some different videos at you to pick from. So I started watching the Bull's video, the Bearable Bull, but I was really intrigued, like his voice initially, ladies and gentlemen, and the way he introduced himself, I was just, at first I thought, is this serious? And then I started listening to his content and just loved it. And what really, really made me appreciate and get excited about this system is, his outro about the bamboo.
Yes, how long it takes.
The story about the bamboo and how, the patience and how you water it for 5 years. And then in the last 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet and shoots right up. So it's such a great analogy. And I really resonated with that and started being intrigued and understood that XRP was something very, very unique, very special, and very worth holding and learning more about. So I started just listening to a lot more about the XRP and finding more about it. And then, of course, and working full time, of course, and a mother of 3, my life has been very, very busy. And,
Imagine.
but now I'm happy to say that I have 2 out of my sons that hold XRP wallets and have some XRP. And my youngest should be getting one hopefully before Christmas, because I think I want to get him.
I was like, Christmas is sorted.
Yeah. And it's exciting because I know now, I've done enough research that I know that crypto is here to stay, and it is the future. And if we're not getting in now, we're going to miss the boat, and we're going to miss so much opportunity. And it's going to be here in 5 years without us in it or not. So might as well take advantage of it.
Well, it goes without saying, Karen, whether or not your boys have said this, I imagine they're extremely proud of you. Whether they say it behind your back or to your face, like, there's not many mothers like yourself who works a full-time job, who is willing to take such risk, because I think you and I understand that. And maybe for people who aren't in the space, there is massive risk here. And just like the bamboo analogy that you gave, you know, we're giving up money, capital that we could use in our real world right now, especially as you have, I'm sure you don't always call your boys liabilities, but at times kids can be liabilities, you know, where you're saying, actually, I'm not going to put this money over here. I'm going to put it over here. And I don't know when I'm next going to touch it. That's tough. And not everyone can do that. And to hear someone from your perspective where you aren't the stereotypical, as you said, that Jed guy was 19, 20?
He was 19. Yeah.
Because a lot of people, at least from my world, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is the typical crypto investor is a young guy who lives at home, no kids, has all the time in the world to look at these charts and endless amounts of money to invest. And that's simply not true for all cases.
Absolutely not.
And so if we go back to the beginning of your journey, because it's easy now, you say, hey, crypto's here to stay. What were some of the limiting beliefs that you had before jumping into crypto?
Well, I think I grew up in a household that my parent never invested in anything in the stock market. You know, it was my dad. It was a one family, one salary home. My dad was a cop. And growing up, you know, money was always really tight. And so we always learned to really save, and it was kind of scarcity. So
but was it discussed? Was it discussed?
Well, yeah, it was discussed that there was only so much money and there's only so much we could do, and this is it, and this is as good as it gets type of thing, right? I mean, they never invested. They did some RSPs. I don't know if you guys have registering. It's like the IRA, I think, in the States. You just kind of save money and put it aside. And it's mutual funds. Usually somebody else runs it. You can self-direct them as well. But that's about all the investing they did. They've never been in the stock market, and they knew too many people that had gotten burned from the stock market. Yeah. So, but I always believe that, you know, investing was in real estate, things like that was a good idea. And I think my parents did it, you know, in the houses, if we look in the 80s and the booms, that how the increase in real estate, and just even the last year there's been a 30% increase in real estate, right? Because it's been a lot of gains there for people. But personally, I always thought there's got to be a way to make more money, you know. And I think if you're salaried, you can never. And for me as a physical therapist, there's no possibility of overtime. Some nurses, doctors can do overtime, you can make more money. But for me, it was like, okay, this is this salary and this is it. So I was in my own mindset that even though my parents were taking it, any risk takers, that I always thought I did businesses. I did several businesses in the past just to try to increase my income, and was successful in one of the businesses. And then after I was expecting my 3rd child, that became more difficult because I still had a part-time job. I was a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I'd qualified for a Cadillac for 6 months, and it was great, but again, there's just so much time you have with family and young children, like with 3 kids under 5 at the time. That was tough. So
And beyond it being tough for all the other reasons, I imagine your attention was elsewhere. You know, you didn't have the time or the mental capacity to be like,
That's right.
invest, let me let me learn about this completely new thing.
Yeah. But now, I mean, the kids are they're older and they're more self-sufficient. They're still busy teenagers where you have to drive them around, things like that, but they're becoming more independent for sure. And my mindset now is different. And Jordan, the beauty of this journey right now is best decision I've ever made is one of the Bearable Bull video where he started this mentorship program. And I saw that and I saw, okay, it was $200 for a group interview. And then there was the individual interview and I thought, I can do this. And I think it was the first day that this was open. I was in one of the classes, I think in the second or third class. And it was such an exciting time. And not knowing what to expect from that, I'm telling you, that was the best $200 I've ever spent in terms of what came with that. That was a total bonus, being part of this Discord, meeting you and having you and Nerissa and the Bull as mentors is just great. It's been, and just like being part of this group where I know that we're all helping each other. We're learning so much so that one person is more knowledgeable in one area. And I feel like there's no questions that can't get answered there. So even though my time is still limited, working full time, I haven't retired yet and jumped into full-time crypto. I will at some point, even if it's when I retire, because it's max going to be just over 5 years. Maximum. Might happen before, hopefully.
Brilliant. Hey, speak it into existence.
Exactly.
And thank you, Karen, for sharing your experience with myself, the Bull, Rissam, and what we've built here as well. And you're part of that community. Please don't let that be taken away. As I mentioned, you are one of our moderators who looks after over 500 Savage investors in that Discord. And it's addictive. And it's addictive because, as you mentioned, time. It's this finite resource. And on the 16th of November, 2021, there's over 13,000 cryptos. And each one of them has a different protocol, have a different utility. And there's, of course, something that's comes out every single day that we don't know about. And so there's only so much one person can do. And realizing actually becoming part of a community, whether it's ours, whether it's virtual communities, whether that be, through virtual mentors, like you mentioned, Kevin Cage, the Bull, it's essential because crypto can be lonely.
Mm-hmm.
It can be lonely, it can be overwhelming. And so for anyone who feels this journey is lonely, whether they're at the beginning, middle, or towards the end of their crypto journey, who are some influencers that you trust and follow on YouTube, Twitter, that people can follow as well?
Well, it's the Bearable Bull would be the first one comes to my mind. Jordan Harry and Kevin Cage. Yeah, Robert Art. I like digital no, what's the name? I forget.
Oh, there's two.
Yeah, there's the digital investor. And
I know you.
There's digital news or asset. I forget. Anyway,
we'll put it in the description. We'll put it in the description.
That's it. But they've been great, and even Bradley Kimes, he's been good.
Digital Perspectives.
Digital Perspectives, yeah, is one that I've listened to a lot. And this crypto banter that I used to do my yoga in the morning and listen to. And that's the thing, ladies, anybody can do this. You got to learn to multitask. I rarely do one thing at a time now. I'll never just do dishes or fold laundry without either watching YouTube, learning about Flare Network, or being part of Discord, like being on a voice chat while I do something else. It's funny because when we're part of our, whenever I do groceries, there's always happens to be people in the voice chat and we talk, and I'm always in the grocery store when we do the voice chat. But so these are the main people that I've listened to. I'm sure there's others that I'm missing. Blockchain Backer. He's really good too. There's just these guys, they just sound so genuine, and just love how they're so open and they have their goals, and they they're always consistent with their delivery, with their thoughts, and they, you know, they're great guys to follow.
And I think that's where the authenticity comes from,
Mhm.
you know, because you're speaking as if you know these people, and I know you actually do know, you know, the Bull, for example, but like you say, they shop every single day, and okay, they get YouTube ad revenue, but I think we can all agree that's not the thing that keeps them here. You know, they are pumping out free content
Yeah.
for people they'll never meet, for lives they'll never get to truly see how they've impacted them, and they take their time away from their family
Yeah.
to come hopefully give back to ours. And there's something quite beautiful but also obsessive about that, because they have to shop every single day and they have to have this faith in this pixie dust money. Because again, whilst we're recording this, XRP is still only $1, and we have to appreciate that we have this relentless faith. You know, of course it does waver from time to time, but still, the excuses that we give ourselves of we're too busy. One lovely thing that you mentioned, which I really try and practice, is finding those pockets of dead time whilst you're commuting, whilst you're doing the washing. And if anyone at home feels like they're too busy, because we can all be busy, you have to understand how can you hack your time. And you know, Karen, you mentioned one of those things is whilst you're doing those tasks, you're listening, you've got headphones in.
Okay. All the time.
And
sometimes you do need to unplug. You certainly need your mental health.
yeah,
Right. So exercising is super, super important, you know, because our health is our greatest wealth. So without that, we can be billionaires, millionaires. We're not gonna be able to enjoy our life. So
yeah,
we need to think of our health. And as we get older, you kind of realize that, yeah, we're not immortal at this state in our journey. So we need to take care of our bodies and to be able to be mindful to take that time out. But for me personally, there's things that I need to cut out. I can't be watching 2 hours of TV every night.
it's a sacrifice.
There's sacrifices, right? And I'm part of the 5 o'clock morning club. I get up early, do my workout. If I don't, and even with little kids, I did fitness competing when I had 3 young children and my baby was 10. And I trained hard enough to be on a stage and do fitness competitions. And that was fun. That was a big challenge. So anybody can have success. You just need to be willing to put the work, find out what work needs to be done to accomplish a goal, and just break down the steps and do it. And that's one thing that being part of a group and having mentors and having someone that's gone through the journey is going through it right now and from the mistakes, because I've learned the most from my own personal mistakes in this journey. And
we're going to come on to those mistakes, ones that you're happy to share.
Yes. Yeah, there's been certainly different mistakes, like, you know, even buying too late, buying these green candles, and then realizing, of course, after there's a 35% increase or more, there'll be a dump. So you just can't FOMO in at the wrong time. You need to wait for those retracements and buy the blood in the street, buy the red. But it's such an emotional journey. And unless you've listened to enough people say, you know, you can't follow these, you got to put the emotions beside. You got to go with logic, with the charts, with what's going on in the market, and not let the emotions and excitement make you make the wrong decision. So, but we learn, and I still make mistakes after a year and a half, and but I'm still ahead of the game. I can say now that pretty much double what I've put in at least. So, and making mistakes. I even put orders that buying the price like so much higher than what it was because I just entered the decimal wrong. And KuCoin is notorious for that for me. I don't know why. So you really have to double check everything. And
yeah,
it's a learning. It's a big learning curve.
it is. And the mistakes you're talking about now, entering in the wrong price, they'll still happen to us tomorrow. We're not exempt from that. And that's why I always say to people when they say, oh, I want to get into crypto, I want to learn about staking, I want to learn about running nodes. And I say, look, the basics is buying, selling. The fundamentals is knowing that doing a limit order when you buy hits you a lot more than when you do a market order, which ironically, I only found out about a month ago. Because So often we skip the fundamentals. We
Yeah.
know the basics. I know how to do double factor authenticator, I know how to buy, send, secure my crypto. But when we talk about the fundamentals, when we understand that pretty much most people who get into crypto, I say everyone who's in crypto knows how to buy crypto. Very few people know how to sell it. And I was really surprised by that because I was like, surely everyone who buys will look at how they're going to get out. But Karen, I know you'll believe me. I was speaking to some investors in our group and I said to them, I think we were talking about other people on crypto.com and how crypto.com doesn't have any pound pairings and how I felt so bad for people getting in and not knowing what to do. And they were like, what do you mean they don't have pound pairing? I was like, of course, it's to English investors. I was like, yeah, have you not practiced or even done a small fiat and crypto exchange? And they were like, no. I was like, so what are you going to do when eventually the market gets very exciting, your price points start to get hit, and you have no idea how to convert crypto into pounds or into fiat? And so that made me realize there's a small group of people who know how to sell, but there's even smaller group of people who know how to own their crypto. I don't know if you heard Bull say this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so when I say own, for anyone who's not quite familiar with what I'm trying to get at, it's things like knowing that you can stake your crypto, knowing you can take loans against your crypto, knowing what you hold and what's coming down the roadmap. Is there an airdrop coming? Is there additional utility? And no one should feel bad about taking profits. I want to make that really clear. But also that's what separates the good investors to the great ones. They really understand what they own and they go really deep on a handful of cryptos. Between you and me, Karen, well, it's going to be between everyone on YouTube now. My specialties are Ripple and XRP, Hedera, HBAR. I'm slowly getting up to speed with Flare Network. I acknowledge everything else is out of my jurisdiction. And like you said, I find people who are my mentors. So what's something right now that you're really excited about?
I'm very excited about the whole XRP ledger and the Zoom wallet and this whole system, how it all works and connects together. And I'm very excited about the Flare network. So right now I'm able to delegate some songbirds and earn some rewards on that and start accumulating that even before it officially opens, and very excited for what's to come. So that's one of my big goals right now as we enter this phase of the last part of the bull run, to get familiar more with the Flare network, because it's pretty complex. There's a lot to it, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm excited about what's coming in terms of the altcoin season that we're all dreaming about. That's around the corner, to see, our cryptos that we've been patiently waiting for appreciation for this to happen. But there's a lot that excites me about this space, and just to keep learning, keep expanding my knowledge. And my goal would be to be able to help as many people as well myself, and people that maybe think they can't do this because they're so busy. And it's definitely possible. It's possible because I'm not someone that was very techie to start with. And I'm just so incredibly happy about where I am in terms of being able to navigate around crypto wallets and exchanges and all the stuff that I'm able to do now. I'm like, oh, this is great, and I'm ahead of my kids in this area. And I'm like, to my youngest son likes to call me a boomer, even though I'm way younger than a boomer. I'm not in that generation, but he likes to call me a boomer. So I'm pretty excited that I can teach them stuff, and I set them up. I got 2 set up on the Zoom wallet as well. I'm like, you got to get these airdrops. You got to get your XRP in there. They don't know what I'm talking about. But
Coolest mom in Canada.
it's great. So I'm trying to. I told my son, I'm like, look at all you missed this ELS airdrop. Look at this. Like, that was a lot of free money. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I'm very excited, very passionate. Just want to help as many people as I can doing that. So the Discord's been a great way to do that.
Fantastic. And it goes without saying, again, quick reminder for everyone that who wants to keep up to date with Cam, because she hasn't got a YouTube channel yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'll keep chipping at her. But if you want to keep in touch, Karen, let her know how much you've enjoyed this. If you've got more questions for her, I'm sure she said a few things here that may have gone over your head, regarding especially delegating your spark. What is that? Be sure to send her a message and she might just get back to you. Karen finds time, honestly, for everyone. And as she mentioned, most importantly, you've got to find time for yourself, because if you're not in that relaxed, open mindset, these new ideas aren't going to come to you. They're not going to resonate. And so if we were to leave everyone with one last thing to remember, whether that be what motivated you to getting on this journey, whether that be a mistake, or whether that be something that you think everyone should be looking at right now, what would be one thing you'd love for someone to remember?
Well, I think the one thing that's really important to propulse people to do this in their lives is to make the decision. Decide that you want this change in your life, that you want to build, be part of this future, because I think it's an incredible journey, and it takes a decision and it takes commitment. So no matter what, you're gonna want to have success in your life, if it's be a relationship, a job, a new business venture. I think the one key word is commitment. So commit to yourself, commit to do the things that will help you bring you closer to your goal. Like, set your goal, be committed, and just believe, because it doesn't matter how busy you are, if you can always find time. You can always find the time. You can stop watching Netflix for 6 months to learn, everything about crypto. I feel like I'm doing this PhD in crypto right now. Like, I'm learning so much, and I spend hours and hours a day learning between YouTube and Discord. And I have a full-time job and children and activities, and I'm involved in other things. And just decide, commit to yourself, to your goals. That's what I would say.
Whilst for many people, they will say, hey, that's just too much. Hey, that's what it sometimes takes to really excel in life, is you have to do the things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. And that does mean analyzing your day to day and being like, okay, what are you doing from wake up to falling asleep? And I think, Cam, please correct me if I'm wrong, you're not telling people they can't watch Netflix. But what I think you are saying, because I'm sure you do watch Netflix.
I do. Actually, I do every night. I'm hooked to a show right now. I should say that. But I'm on my Discord watching it half the time. And I still know what's going on, but I'm on Discord. Like, I'm answering questions, and because I'm addicted to Discord. Let's be honest here.
It's a good thing to be addicted to.
And I find it's a give and take situation where there's so much value in it. But no, I mean, you can do an hour of and just committed to Netflix a night. That's after you've done all your other things. And there's some nights we don't watch the shows because we're both on our crypto, and right now it's the bull run. You need to know when it's time to be completely focused, and we know there's going to be a bear market where we'll have our strategies in place, and you won't need to spend as much time to dedicate to that. So there's a time and a season for everything. And what is your goal? And what's, like, right now, it's the time. If you want to commit to changing your life, it's right now. It's a good opportunity.
And that's the ultimate point, right? Is it's okay to watch Netflix, but don't complain that you haven't got the results in crypto. That's because if your actions aren't meeting your goal that you're saying out loud or in your head, then you've got to change your actions. But hey, watch Netflix if you really are content and satisfied with where you are in crypto and everything else in life. And so, Karen, it goes without saying, we have reached time. Hopefully, everyone is 1% better after watching this. I'm definitely honored that I've been able to get a little window into your world, and gain even more appreciation for the support you give in our Discord whilst you're watching Netflix, for the profits that are coming. And I've always said, I would more than happy sit out on this next bull run, just knowing that people like yourself, that when I look at the chart on my screen, knowing you're looking at the same chart, and that both our lives are changing at the same time. So I'm proud of you, and I know it hasn't even started yet, because we'll have to bring you on to talk about life after crypto.
Yes,
as we delve into other areas, because we know it doesn't stop here.
No, it's just the beginning. This is the beginning of this incredible journey, and I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity.
Bitter. Goes both ways. Goes both ways, Karen. Well, I will see you in 2 hours' time in our Discord.
Yes, looking
Is it
forward
2 hours?
that. Just over an hour now.
Yeah, just enough time for me to get a protein shake.
Yes, absolutely.
And hopefully you've got just enough time to watch an hour of Netflix with the boys.
I do.
Good.
Yeah, boys. Well, one's at jiu-jitsu. The boys are busy, but yeah, we'll be watching some. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon, Jordan.
My pleasure. Ciao for now, Cam.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank you so much.